I hope your day is full of groomsmen and flower girls and ring bearers and white dresses and rice. It's a wedding intro, motherfuckers, and cake. Gotta have cake. What's up, everyone? It is I, SHENK, reporting live from the Comedy Store for another episode of SHENK. But before we get into this week's episode of SHENK with comedian Fahim Anwar, there's just a few things I want to tell you about. One, I am coming to Atlanta. That's right. I'm coming to the Atlanta Punchline on August 7th. One night only. I am headlining. And then the next day, August 8th, I will be in Jacksonville, Florida, headlining at Comedy Zone. Get tickets for that. And then on August 29th, I will be at Vulcan Gas Co. in Austin, Texas. So buy tickets for that as well. All of the links to these shows are in the bio of my Instagram at Princess Shank. And before we get into this week's episode of SHENK with Fahim Anwar, there's just one thing I want to tell you about, and that's Oh Yeah socks. Oh yeah. If you're like me, you want to protect your most valuable assets, your toes. Cover up your toes and do it in the most luxurious way by shopping Oh Yeah. That's 3 O's HYEAH.com. Whether you're into alligator slippers or flamingo socks, there's something for you. There's something for everyone. They make amazing gifts. Shop ohyeah.com. Discount code Sara, SARA, 10 for 10% off unique sock designs. All right, guys, let's get into this week's episode of SHENK with the one, the only comedian Fahim Anwar. Here it is, guys. Good to see you.
Same.
I was fine until I started Googling about Jeremy Allen White.
Why? Good stuff, bad stuff? He's a heartthrob.
He's a heartthrob.
Is it rodent summer or something? Rat face?
It's rodent man summer.
I'm kind of a rodent, right? This is good for me.
This is good for you.
I'm kind of a rat face.
You kind of are.
Yeah, thanks. You know, maybe that's not the yes and that I want.
I'm like, do I tell him he's a rodent man or not?
but it's
rodent
good.
Men are hot right now.
It's good for my people.
It is.
Like if you see my people. If you're at a barn, there's a bunch of like rodent face people. Are you like, there's an infestation at this bar. This is hot.
Call the exterminator.
Rap Boy Summer. Do I come out with a single called Rap Boy Summer and it's a bop?
Yes.
Am I the male Sabrina Carpenter?
Yes.
Me and my rat boys. And we're on the beach. Or we're just eating out of the trash.
A rat.
It's not even hot. We just really play up the rat angle. We're eating
Huddling
cheese. Yeah. Girls aren't into it anymore. Once they see the rat lifestyle, they're like, I thought I wanted this, but I don't.
Oh my God. Do you watch The Bear?
No, I need to.
Oh.
Everyone's talking about it.
I kept seeing his hot rodent face.
Yeah.
I was like, let's give it a whirl.
Is it sort of like when a pop song just gets played so much, you're like, I guess I love this? It's like waterboarding. It's art waterboarding.
Yes.
So the same is true of a face. You go, this is hot now.
This is hot now.
It's exposure therapy.
And he's jacked.
Yeah.
He's like buff and he's in the kitchen and he looks all stressed out.
I do feel like once girls get older, traditional hot it doesn't do it for you anymore. Like Justin Timberlake, whatever, Nick Carter, you like weird shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you've seen too much. You've seen too much.
I need a rodent man.
You've seen enough Matt Rifes. You're like, I know what that is.
Right.
But it's almost like deep in the Pornhub categories. You go, oh, maybe I do like cake farts.
Oh
So
my
he's
God.
got a cake fart face.
Oh my God. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of SHENK. I'm Sara Weinshenk, and today's guest is the one, the only comedian, Fahim Anwar.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I don't know what it is. I watched The Bear, and I can't stop thinking about Jeremy Allen White. And while I was waiting for you, I started Googling about his personal life.
Mm-hmm. Is he taken?
That remains unanswered.
seen.
He was married for 4 years. He's got 2 kids.
That's in LA. That's quite a if you're a girl and you see that, you're like 4 years.
I wasn't
this
expecting the rodent
That's
man
a Midwest
to have
15.
2 kids.
An LA 4 is Midwest 15.
Yes. And he's got 2 kids. That threw me off.
Wow, really?
How does he have time?
Yeah. I don't see him with pictures of the kids.
No.
He's just like hot dude, right?
He's just hot duding around. And then I Googled it, and it said on page 6, this is what it said, that he has to get alcohol tested 5 times a week by his ex-wife.
That's kind of cool.
So I'm like, he walks the walk. He's a real rat man. You know what I mean? Like, that's such a rodent thing to have to do. It's to like have an addiction problem.
Yeah. And to be so successful.
Yeah. But his acting's fucking amazing. Do you think you would want to like have a show? Do you think you could do like serious acting? I feel like that would
for sure
work for you.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to break as a comedian first.
You do?
I guess I'll break as anything at this point. I can't be fucking picky. I'm trying to curate my career.
I know.
I'll do whatever.
Anytime you try to curate your career, the gods laugh at you. And they're like, oh yeah, that's what you think's going to happen, motherfucker. Just wait.
Also, there's so much entropy nowadays with making it. There used to be a blueprint, like, okay, do some acting classes, then we put you in the talkies and all that. Now you just say Hawk Tua and you're on.
I know, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. You just have to be the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time. You just have to be trying to go to the bathroom on 6th Street, and then some incel puts a phone in your mouth like, hey, what do you think about sucking dick? And you just say something.
Was that on 6th Street?
No, it was in Nashville. It was in Nashville.
Oh, same thing.
Same thing. Yeah,
Nashville, Austin, same thing.
Tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
Just high traffic areas.
Do you take acting classes?
Back in the day, I did for a little bit, for like a month.
How'd
a month
go?
Or two, and then I'm like, this. You're paying all this money, and then girls are crying a lot in class. It's like half therapy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're bringing a lot of. I'm just there to run some scenes, and they're talking about their day
and their backstory,
and all this other stuff.
The subtext of what's actually being said in the lines. Yeah,
and I can't say anything, but in my mind, I'm like, I shouldn't be paying for this.
Yeah.
She's bringing some other thing into, I'm just here to run some scenes, get some tweaks, maybe get some tools.
Yeah.
But I just never, I don't know. I'm glad I did it, but stand-up is my main thing. And then I'll visit acting things every now and then. But
did you ever do Groundlings?
No, just stand-up.
I did Groundlings.
How long?
I got past the audition, and then I did level 1, and then I said, this shit's not for me. The teachers were...
I just imagine you having a wig on. You're like, oh! But your inner monologue is like, this is not for me.
It was so bad. I had this like really intense Groundlings teacher who, because they're really big on this thing called space work, where you like pantomime. Like,
please tell me.
You're like,
you mean this? I'm just crushing it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me stir the. But I lost my saucer. See, that's bad. That's bad space work.
They'd be like, well, what
happened to your saucer?
Yeah, exactly. She would do that shit, and I'm like, I don't know, because if I was on a real set, I'd have a real saucer. You know what I mean?
You would use real props.
I would use real props.
That'd be cool to make an entire movie that's all space work. Like, there's no props.
No props.
And the movie is called Space Work.
That would be cool.
People think it's in outer space. They go, no, we just don't have props.
It's all...
Yeah, have you seen Space Work? No, it's like Star Wars. No, it's a living room, but there's no real magazines. There's no cups.
Dude, there's some dark characters in the acting classes in LA too.
Yeah, but it's also a world. It's like their cheers. You can we have stand-up, so we see each other. That's our hang. Acting class is a hang. It's something to do. It's like a running club.
But it's like the unfun people.
It's just different. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I would book more if I...
Do you audition?
Less so nowadays.
What about commercials?
No. I actually stopped that really quick because I was going to Santa Monica so much, and that's such a haul, and you'd be stuck in traffic forever, and I never booked enough commercials. Finally, I'm just like... I don't book enough commercials to warrant being in traffic this long. No more commercials.
I've been auditioning for commercials since I was 23. I have yet to book one.
Yeah, stop.
And in my head, Fahim, I go, this is going to be the one.
This is going to be the Toyota one that I finally get.
This is going to be the one. I just had a Ford one last week. I was like, sure, I don't look like my headshot, but I'll wow them with the acting.
I have this thought that stand-up comedians get a headshot once when they're 22.
Yes.
Because that's the thing you're supposed to do and you hear about. And you think that you're going to be Tom Cruise or so you have this like optimistic 22-year-old headshot and then you never get another one.
No, I know.
So every stand-up comedian has one headshot from when they were 22.
I know. And that's the picture that my commercial agent has.
Yeah.
My hair is dark.
Like, she's been in the sun a lot. But I assure you she's 23. Yeah. Whereas actors, they get new headshots every 2 weeks.
How do they have the money?
I don't know. It's something to do.
It's
Because they have so many hours in the day.
Yeah.
They go, let's get new headshots. And they're under an overpass.
They're like, I'm taking tomorrow off from serving so I can get my new headshot.
Do you ever see, you're in traffic or something and you see somebody getting their headshots done? It
So
feels too
embarrassing.
private. I feel like I'm watching someone jack off or something. It's too intimate.
It is very cuck-like.
Even when I'm getting my headshot, I'm so embarrassed. People are seeing me. This is like years ago. I'm trying to remember. It's been forever since I've gotten headshots.
People are seeing you.
Yeah,
give
somebody
it
on
your
their
all.
commute, and I'm just like on stairs looking all smoldery, you know?
Oh my God. The worst though, okay. You know when you're getting photos and I don't know if this happens with guys, but like when the photographer's happy with what you're doing. Like if you're a woman,
They go,
he'll
oh
go,
yeah.
yeah.
And it starts turning sexual. It's like, oh yeah. Oh fuck yeah. Oh, you
yeah.
go, whoa, what? Is this for you or for me? Oh yeah. Yeah. Keep doing that.
Like, what is that?
I haven't even got to my third look yet.
I know.
No, don't, not yet.
Yeah. Okay. Hold that. Oh, yeah, right there.
Oh yeah, the stripes. Put the stripes thing on.
Yeah. I don't like that. That makes me feel embarrassed.
Yeah, but I think it's almost like, you know, stand-ups, we like laughs and that's encouraging.
Yeah.
I think that's the photographer version of to get you into that zone or space that you need to be to photograph well.
Right.
Because if it's too sterile, you'd be like, is this good? But if he's like, yeah, oh yeah, I love that, then you start opening up because you're getting
true.
positive feedback.
It's true.
So even if he doesn't believe it, it's a placebo effect because you're like, I'm killing it.
Oh, that changes everything. I was like, in my head, I'm like, he believes it.
Maybe he does.
They believe
Maybe he
it.
doesn't even know anymore.
No, he doesn't believe it.
But I always look at photographers and I'm like, oh, they must get so much action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like fashion photographers, like, I would love to shoot you sometime. Come to my studio. I would love.
There used to be this thing that I was on.
There's
in
like
my
nothing in the
20s.
camera.
It was
He's
called Model Mayhem.
Oh yeah, it was like MySpace for modeling.
For modeling.
But I could hop on there and say
I'm a
there's no
photographer.
barrier of entry.
There's no barrier of entry. They'd be like, I would do it in my 20s. They'd be like, all right, so we're going to have you walking in fairy wings for this short that we're doing. I'm like, we're not going to get
go,
paid.
Should I bring my own, or will you guys have fairy wings on set?
Yeah.
I'll send you photos so you have options. Yeah, Model Mayhem.
Model Mayhem. I'm lucky I didn't get taken off Model Mayhem.
Kind of, yeah. I imagine
did
it's
get
like
it.
ripe for trafficking.
No, I did get a Hot Topic web e-com Hot Topic job for $100.
That's what's interesting is you realize how common beauty is and how cheap it is. For how potent it is as advertising, you see a billboard and there's some gorgeous woman drinking whatever the fuck drink it is.
Yeah.
You can get her for like $100 for the day.
It's so dark.
I know, but it's.
But I took that money, sweetie.
Yeah,
I go, yeah, $100. I'll be in commerce at 4.
Visually, you put so much more value in like the hot person drinking. The impact to money ratio is crazy.
That is true.
Because we put so much value on hot and beauty, but when you are sourcing jobs, you'd be like so many hot chicks will just do something for $20, like hold that on a beach or whatever.
I mean, you could make more money literally selling feet pics than being a model.
You know, I've been told I have nice feet,
Do
but like,
you?
what do I do about this? There's no audience.
Can I see them?
No, I just like plop them up. I'm playing coy. No, you don't want to see. And I'm
These
kicking
old
off my
things.
shoes and my socks.
You don't want to see these old things.
Yeah, women, you have it made. Guys will. There's a market for anything, like your Q-tips or your used toilet
Q-tip.
paper. There's some guy in Germany who's like, put it in a Ziploc bag.
A Q-tip?
I don't know. Guys are freaks. They want anything
That's
that comes
been
off
inside
of
of
you.
you.
Yeah, or around you. Nobody wants guy anything.
That's true.
Yeah, you guys. It's like you have oil. It's just this natural resource that you could tap at any point. If guys had the opportunity that women have, we would be like Jeff Bezos. I would have my used underwear in a factory. It would be streamlined.
You would have it as merch.
Or I would just know how to monetize it more. I would have pickup basketball games going 24 hours a day.
What
Give
do
me
you
your
mean?
underwear.
What do you mean?
just like pervert Amazon like Model T.
Okay.
I would industrialize.
Got it.
like the pervy if there was a market for guy stuff, but there isn't. Whereas women do it boutique, you know? Every now and then you'll like put your underwear in a jar and send it to someone or
I haven't done that.
I know, but I'm just saying I would have a factory of this stuff.
But like
and I would print money.
All right, guys, this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I am so excited to have BetterHelp as one of our sponsors. I love them.
If you're like me, you've been trying to get to therapy for some time. Your schedule's always all over the place.
As someone who's like really, really busy and doesn't have time to really, who needs therapy. If you know me, you know I need therapy. You know me, you know I need therapy. So as someone who needs therapy, it's very hard with my schedule to like go into an office and sit down and talk to someone.
And, you know, sometimes it's hard to make time for therapy and time to take care of yourself. But when you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever.
I know that other people have children and other lives, but I think it's really, really important to prioritize your mental health. And BetterHelp is really good for that because they do online, dude. When I do my therapy online is the best because then when I cry, I close my laptop to write about here. And then when I feel better, when he's making me feel better, I open it up again.
I personally have really benefited from therapy. I tell my therapist everything, which my mom's happy about because now I can stop telling her about everything.
It's really hard to do things for yourself. And even if you know it's going to feel good, it's kind of hard to get the motivation to get up and get at it.
It's entirely online, which is amazing. It's designed to be convenient and flexible, suited for your schedule.
You just need to fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist. I'm obsessed with my therapist that I found there. Before I was on BetterHelp, I had tons. I probably had like, not tons, but at least 5 therapists that I did not like. And the first therapist I found on BetterHelp, literally, I'm not kidding, changed my life.
Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/takeover today to get 10% off your first month.
That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/takeover. Make sure you tell them I sent you and make sure you get therapy. It's important, dude. It'll change your life. It'll make your life so much better. You don't have to take on everything in your own head by yourself. There's someone there for you. All right, let's get back into the show.
Guys, I'm super excited to take a second from the podcast to talk about our sponsors. It's Mint Mobile. I personally love Mint Mobile. I use them. I love them. It's my favorite. You know what you're getting with them.
With big wireless providers, what you see is never what you get. Somewhere between the store and the first month's bill, the price you thought you were paying magically skyrockets.
With Mint Mobile, you'll never have to worry about gotchas ever again. When Mint Mobile says $15 a month when you purchase a 3-month plan, they truly mean it.
That's what I like. If you watch my podcast, I talk about it all the time, how I am sick of being scammed. I'm sick of being told one thing and getting another. I feel like nobody is straight up. Nobody tells the truth. That's what I like about Mint Mobile. They're straight up.
Yeah, in the past with AT&T, it's like I check the amount that's due and I'm like, I'm sorry, how many fees and upcharges do you have?
Say bye-bye to your overpriced wireless plans, jaw-dropping monthly bills, and unexpected charges. Mint Mobile is here to rescue you with premium wireless plans starting at $15 a month. That's fucking cheap. You could have 2 phones like a fucking rapper. It would be sick.
Use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and bring your phone number along with all your existing contacts.
Ditch overpriced wireless with Mint Mobile's deal and get 3 months of premium wireless services for $15 a month.
Get this new customer offer and your new 3-month premium wireless plan for just $15 a month. Go to mintmobile.com/thisbee.
That's mintmobile.com/thisbee. Cut your wireless bill to $15 a month with mintmobile.com/thisbee. $45 upfront payment required, equivalent to $15 a month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Speed slower than 40 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Additional taxes, fees, and restrictions apply. See Mint Mobile for details. Let's get back into the show.
And like the opposite way, do you guys ever get weird gifts? Like, do you guys ever like do shows and people are like trying to give you like this is my hair, or like?
I feel like you get that more than because you're a performer and you're a woman. So even if you weren't performing, a guy would have been like, can I have your toenail clippings? Or I made a photo of you with my toenail clippings.
I had like a guy. I mean, at Skankfest I get gifts, but they're always weird. Like sometimes
what?
it'll be like. It's like a mushroom gummy I made myself in my house, and it's like in a Ziploc, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm just gonna eat drugs from a stranger. Like,
yeah.
No. jewelry sometimes. Like women will, like, I got this ear cuff that has like all these crystals hanging down.
Do you wear it a lot?
I haven't worn it.
You're like, what's the occasion I would wear this?
Just one.
Every now and then I've gotten a painting of me that's cool. Like art.
Really?
Yeah, that's always sweet.
The worst is a painting of you that's not good. Have you gotten that?
Sure, there's shade. Not everyone is gallery level.
No, sometimes it's actually offensive. You're
Yeah.
like, I'm sorry.
Like it's a caricature. I have
Yeah.
crazy teeth.
Yeah,
and
you're like, I'm not on a
you
cruise.
might-
I don't want to see my nose like that.
Yeah. It's not even a caricature, it's just regular.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did you do this? And everyone's like, it's photorealistic, dude. I go, oh, I thought it was a caricature. I got a bracelet one time.
You
That
did?
Yeah.
What did it say?
Nothing. It was just like a
Oh.
cool bracelet.
Just cool bracelet.
Yeah, no message on it. But not a ton of gifts. I need to get more famous so I can get on your level.
You can get random jewelry.
Yeah. But I'm gonna wear all my gifts.
All
At the same, it's gonna be a hat. It's gonna be a weird earring.
a weird ear cuff.
Yeah. I'll be holding my paintings too.
Oh my god. So you do a new material show, right? Do you do that?
I do.
Once a month?
Once a month in the belly room.
What's it called?
It's called Faheem Works on Stuff and His Friends Drop By.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So and then how much time do you do on that?
So let's see, what do I do? There's a cold open, so a door person for that night, they do like 5 to 6 minutes at the beginning, just kind of cold warm them up. It's a nice opportunity for them because they're a newer comic.
Yeah.
It's a sold out crowd, pretty receptive audience. And then they bring me up and then I do like 7 to 10 minutes just trying out my stuff.
Yeah.
And then I bring up the first comic and then I kind of just MC the night. So I do my little bit up top, I bring up a comic, then when they get done, I do more stuff, then I bring up the next comic. So I just try a bunch of new material in between the acts.
That's awesome.
And then I do a chunk at the end where I do some more. It ends up being like 40 minutes or 45 minutes of me just getting to try stuff. But it's couched in a regular show. So it's not nails on a chalk. It would be too much. If it was
Just
90
you-
minutes of me just trying shit out,
Right.
people would probably want to put a bullet in their head.
Right.
So having people do regular sets while I'm trying stuff, it buoys
I
the show
got
because even
you.
if my shit sucks, then it comes back up people seem to like it. So it's
That's
a good
awesome.
format.
Yeah, so that because if the new stuff doesn't work, then you have
Then I have somebody doing like a hot fire set right after me.
And then takes the pressure off.
Takes the pressure off, and they're my fans already, so they kind of like seeing the process.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of goodwill already. They already like me, and they want to see these new bits, and they enjoy the process. So it's just a very positive environment for creating new bits, which I love.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's all stand up. Like you won't do Lance.
No,
Lance
just
is
me.
its own thing.
Lance is its own thing. I'll do that in the OR. I tried it in the main room maybe 2 months ago, and I tried it at the end of the night because you know how the show goes for a long time,
Yeah.
and then there's that Kinnison spot
Yeah.
where they let you do 45 to an hour.
Yeah, the one that Brody used to.
Yeah. And it's kind of sparse. There's maybe 20 people left over,
Yeah.
right? Because the show's been going forever.
Yeah. And, it's
And that
late.
room is so big, it's like 350.
Yeah.
So think of, 30 people in a room of capacity
Oh
of
my
350.
God.
So the energy is a little lower. I experimented with it and it did okay, but Lance is better when it's a packed room. It's kind of an energy engine. So Lance, I'm talking in third person. Lance gives what he gets. So if the crowd
Yeah.
wants to play, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
But if they're like, what is this? And it's the end of a 2-hour show and there's not a lot of, it's too hard to pull it out of people. And Lance doesn't have jokes. It's all off of like people asking him questions.
It's crazy how good you are at it, at Lance. When I was watching it, I was like, it's so crazy. Like it seems so dialed in and so well done.
I guess I like it because it's a different part of the brain. When I do bits, there's parts of it you have to remember. This segues into that. What bit comes after?
Right.
So it is a little analytical.
Right.
And then Lance is it's a mental vacation. It's an exercise in just showing up.
Yeah.
Because there's no bits. They play dance music.
Right.
And then Lance dances for like a minute.
Yeah.
Like hard.
Yeah. Hard
And
dancing.
that's like a visual cue that nothing of substance is going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a beacon to the audience that you can turn your brain off.
Yeah.
This is you're in store for 15 minutes of dumb, fun, whatever it is.
I like when people ask you questions, like what kind of shampoo do you use?
Yeah. They're like, yeah, because of the hair.
Like Moroccan oil.
Yeah, Moroccan. You
That's
remember?
what you said.
Yeah,
I was like, what is he gonna say? What is he gonna say?
And the thing is, it's so fast because Lance has gotten that question so many times. People are like, what do you use on your hair? He's like, Moroccan oil. Come on, next question.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, was it so luxurious you had to know what it is? Conditioner won't do this. Like, you need deep hydration.
Well, so how did you come up with Lance?
It was an accident, and it was here at the Comedy Store. So Willie Hunter had this show a long time ago. I don't know how long he did it for, but it was called The Willie Hunter Show.
I remember that.
Yeah, so it was his talk show. He loved Letterman, and he was like, I want to do a version of that here at the store. So it was in the main room, and then he called me up, and he's like, hey, I want you to be the musical guest. Like, can you just like dance to a song? So he was asking me if just Fahim Anwar wanted to dance. And I go, that's weird. I'm not singing. I'm just dancing to a song as me. I'm like, that's too bizarre. But then I just shot this sketch with Aristotle, who's on SNL. It wasn't at the time. We were just buddies, shooting sketches. And then Melissa was in the sketch too. It was called Dirty Breakin'. And that's a sketch I wrote. Dirty Breakin'.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I would watch all these dance movies like Breakin', and I'm trying to think what is it Flashdance? There's just this trope with dance movies where there's a classically trained white girl, and then there's some guy who's like, "This isn't the real dancing. You want to see where the real dancing's happening?" And then he takes her to the inner city.
Yeah. It's like say the last dance.
Yeah, this is what the blacks are doing, right? And like,
yeah.
And she's like, whoa, right?
Yeah.
It just felt so gross to me watching those movies because it seemed like a zoo that they would go to go watch some dancing and then go back to their privileged white lifestyle. This is where the real dancing's happening, and everyone's dying and getting shot up, and then they go back to their mansion.
Yeah.
And like, Turbo taught me how to do this.
Can you pass me the caviar?
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to make fun of that trope. And so in the sketch, I styled Lance. So visually, Lance came together just wardrobe-wise. He wasn't even named Lance. There was like no name for him. So the sketch opens on, you could even pull it up in post or whatever. It's called Dirty Breakin'. Yeah. So Melissa's dancing in this studio, this beautiful studio. She looks all flash dance and has like the leggings. And then the music stops, and then like a Purple Rain type song starts playing. Yeah. Here, turn the music off so you don't get. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then the music. This is pre SNL too. That's the beauty of doing comedy in LA for so long is you have to start somewhere, and you just see all your friends and just talented people eventually kind of get on the rocket ship. But we were just kids making stuff back in the day.
Oh my God.
And Aristotle directed this, and then he ended up on SNL too.
That's so crazy.
So, and then I'm just there. Yeah. So I'm the guy who tells her where the real dancing is,
No, the hair.
Yeah. Just brooding.
That's so funny.
Oh, like this version of you gets headshots every 2
Oh,
days.
for sure. Every 5 minutes, that guy gets headshots. So visually, it existed. We can cut it now.
Okay,
You got the gist of it.
That's crazy.
So that was in my back pocket. I'm like, I'll dress up as this guy and dance. And there was no talking or anything. He's like, cool, all right. So I danced to Chromeo's Night by Night.
Oh my God, Chromeo.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love Chromeo.
I've been to a Chromeo concert.
I was the musical guest. There's like I spliced in some like C music or, waves and shit. And then I danced to it, and it was fun. There was a wind machine, and people liked it. And then I was done for the night, but I'm still dressed like that.
No.
And I'm in the hallway, and then Brenton Biddlecombe with his stopwatch, he catches me in the hallway. He's like, "Hey man, we need comics. Do you want to go up in the OR?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You never turned on stage time, especially then.
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Sure," but I'm still dressed like Lance. Oh yeah. Here's another part of the story. So when I was like, "I'll dance in this wardrobe," he goes, "What's the guy's name?" And I go, "Lance," on the phone. I'm just like, "Lance Can't Stopulous?" And he's like, "All right, I'll put him as Lance Can't Stopulous on the flyer." And then Brenton was like, hey, we need someone in the OR. Can you go up? So then I said yes. And there was maybe like 7 or 10 people late at night. It was kind of dead. And then in my mind, before I'm going on, I'm like, I can't talk like this. This makes no sense.
Right.
If I am dressed like this and I'm like, hey, how you guys? It's bizarre.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta do an accent or something. So then I just did the set, no material, just kind of fucking around. And it was something different. Like I clocked it. It wasn't as fully formed as it ended up being.
Right.
But the laughs I was getting felt different than prepared material and jokes. It just felt like slumber party fun.
Yeah.
Like when you're a kid laughing with your friends fun.
Yeah.
And then I just knew there was something there, and then I would do it every now and then. And it was kind of wonky. Sometimes it'd be great, sometimes it wasn't. And then it was just trying to like hone it.
Yeah.
And harness the character and have it be good to great every time. So then I started doing it every Saturday in the OR for a stretch. And then it just you got really good at doing that. And then it would just be questions and yeah. And then I stopped because of the pandemic, or actually a little before the pandemic, because I was focusing on my special. So I needed to run my stuff. And then I brought him back, but then the pandemic happened, and then that was off for a while.
Yeah.
And I've started to dabble a little with it lately. It's fun to dust off.
It's so fun.
Yeah. I think as comics too, it's a vacation for us because we can get so self-serious. And Lance is just fun, and you forget that stand-up is supposed to be fun.
It's so fun to watch,
yeah.
too. And it's funny to see how the audience gets into it.
Yeah.
When they're
if
asking
they want to play,
questions.
yeah. Because usually the comics in the back started up with the questions, and then once the crowd kind of sees what's going on, then they feel less afraid. They're emboldened to start asking questions of their own.
Yeah.
And they want to see if these are plants. They kind of want to paint Lance in a corner, so they'll ask questions just to see, is this a magic trick or is this for real? And then half the crowd thinks it's a real dude, half the crowd doesn't, and that's fun.
Well, have you ever done them on the road?
Yeah, maybe two times. I did it at Mothership.
How was that?
That was pretty great. Only because Rogan was insistent. I did Rogan to promote my special. Then he was like, you can do Lance at Mothership, right? And I'm like, I did pack him.
No.
And he's like, you're going to do it. So I did it at request of Rogan. And then one time I was headlining La Jolla. And for fun, I was like, I just wanted to do it at the end. And the way I orchestrated it was I did my set and I go, so-and-so, my feature, he had this great joke. He didn't do it this show, but it's one of my favorite jokes. You guys want to hear him do his joke about like a roommate? You're going to love it. And he's like, all right. Then he goes up and does his bit for like 5 minutes. Uh-huh. Then I go in the dressing room.
No.
That gives me enough time to Superman it, you know?
Yeah.
And then from stage, he's like, oh my God, I'm getting signal that we have a huge drop in. Like, what a special guest, guys. Lance Ganstopoulos. So then Lance comes on and then closes it out for like the last 10 or 15.
Oh my God. But have you done it where like Lance, where like the crowd's not into it and doesn't go?
That has happened sometimes.
And is that like worse than like bombing and stand up? Or is it just equally as bad?
I mean, it's not as because you have a mask. You can hide it.
Because you're not even really yourself.
I'm not bombing. Lance is bombing.
Yeah.
But usually they want to play, but when they don't, it's harder because when you're like, all right, come on, guys, more questions. When you have to fucking pull it out of them, it's not as fun. But when there's questions on top of questions, that's like a magical Lance set.
This is crazy.
Yeah. I think I'm doing it this Saturday.
You are?
Yeah.
So you've been doing it, have you been doing it most Saturdays?
It's kind of sporadic. I used to do it with regularity every Saturday, but now maybe once a month or we'll see. I'm easing into it.
Lance needs a TV show for you.
What network is it on? Is he streaming? It's got to be cable, right? Because he's saucy.
Yeah, it's got to be cable.
It can't be a sitcom. Like Lance opens the door, like, "Hey guys, I'm here."
Maybe like a Paramount Plus.
He's got to be streaming because he talks about sex. He's very everything you're not supposed to talk about in this world. Like he
talks about.
Yes, but what's great about him is he has the mullet, the wife beater. Of course, he thinks these things.
Yeah.
It's almost like when your grandparents are so old, you're not going to change they're too far gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if somebody in regular clothes is saying some out-of-pocket shit, you're like, I have to correct him.
Right.
But you see Lance, you go, this is too much work.
It's too far gone.
He has a white beater and he has an accent. Yeah, it's not worth the trouble.
Oh my God. Are you on the dating apps?
Come on, of course.
You are?
We all are,
Which
baby.
ones are your favorite?
I mean, favorite. I don't know about favorite, but tangible and kind of the ones I get results on.
Yeah.
I think Hinge is the best.
Yeah.
And then Raya is such a Hail Mary. I feel like Raya is where girls just keep themselves busy until Drake hits them up. All the guys is just we're idling the engine for Drake to take them out for a spin.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So few meetups from Raya.
Or there's like a message and then it just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, we should meet up. It's like, yeah.
Raya it's a fantasy. Hinge is real. Raya is a fantasy.
Yeah.
For everybody involved. I think everyone's just happy that it's an ego boost that you're on there.
Yeah.
But nobody actually wants to do what the app is intended for.
Which is like meet up.
Yes.
Form a connection.
No. Yeah. They should just call Raya Ghost.
Yeah, they should.
Just elegant ghosting.
Elegant ghosting.
It's
Elitist ghosting.
Elitist ghosting.
Yeah, that's what it is.
And then also everyone's lifestyle is they're going to Tulum, then they're going to Paris, and
No, the worst is
what's going to happen here?
Yeah, someone will pop up. They'll be like, oh yeah, do you want to meet up with Bradley? He's in Copenhagen. I'm like, why am I even seeing someone in Copenhagen?
Yes.
I'm not going to Copenhagen.
This is every Raya exchange. You match and you go, are you ever in LA? And she's like, no. Are you ever in Germany? No.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, I know. Let me know if anything changes.
Yeah. You just get to pine for people in different continents. That's
Well,
it.
if I had money, then I could be on a flight right now to Germany.
But there should be an option where you don't just show me people in the continental USA.
I know.
Even that's too big. I'd be happy with just L.A.
Or the West Coast.
California. Sure, show me some Sacramento.
Yeah.
But why are you showing me Dusseldorf?
Yeah. Brussels.
Brussels.
You're like, what?
I'm gonna hemorrhage. I'm gonna get a loan to go on a coffee date.
Yeah.
That'd be funny if I just actually do meet all these girls. And the same shit that would happen in LA happens, but I hemorrhage money. I go on one coffee date in Germany. She gets really busy.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And you fly back.
That'd be a good travel show. It's just called Getting Ghosted Abroad.
Ghosted abroad.
Ghosted abroad.
Yeah.
And I get to try their food and all that. And you see me go on a bad coffee date. And then like, well, she stopped returning my calls. Let's check out the rest of Denmark, guys.
Yeah.
That's a cool travel show. Ghosted abroad.
Ghosted abroad.
Do you want to pitch it?
Yes.
So what? Like Nat Geo or Discovery Plus? Who do we go to?
I say we go
Netflix?
Netflix.
Dude, straight to the top.
Straight to the top.
I just like the name Ghosted Abroad. Hey guys, I've been getting ghosted for years in America, and I thought, why not take this internationally? I've never been ghosted by a French woman before. I've never had a buttery croissant while not getting texts back. Ooh la la.
I'm going to India.
The food is so good. I can't concentrate on how sad I am.
I'm going to India for an arranged marriage.
You are?
No.
Oh, I mean, I got excited.
That would be crazy.
I always think about that too.
An arranged marriage?
Well, I mean, I'm generalizing here, but like white people like to a la carte Indian stuff so much, like yoga and meditation, and they're borrowing all this shit.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to arranged marriage, they're like, oh, they're crazy. Well, all the other stuff was working. These marriages are lasting pretty long.
Longer than
and they
these
go, that's fucking crazy. I will meditate. I'll bend my body. But arranged marriage, no, Raya is where it's at.
I feel like, what do you think's more, the odds of it working out more are a Raya date or an arranged marriage?
Arranged marriage.
Right.
Yeah.
Because there are no other options.
Because you have to.
Right. But there's something about that.
I need a girl's parents telling her you have to do this.
There's something about that though that kind of takes like
Yeah.
is there something better coming along out of dating?
Sure. It's the opposite of that.
It's
I
like-
almost feel like we are going so far the other way
Yeah.
that arranged marriages,
It's gonna work.
because it's a circle.
Right.
That's going to be the hot new thing. Like, oh my God, I'm getting arranged. You got to do it. It's the hottest craze. So it's this app where an Indian mom and dad, they pretend that you're brown and they pair you up with who they think you would be good for. That's a good app idea, huh?
That
It's
is-
arranged marriage for white people.
Yeah.
And our team of aunties and uncles. This is the huge call center. And they go, Rachel, I see that you like badminton.
Badminton.
Brad likes pickleball. You can make it work. Meet in the middle. They're both paddle sports.
Oh my God, an arranged marriage
Right?
app.
But why is that the line where we take everything, but that's lunacy? I think they're onto something.
I don't know. I feel like it might. I feel like what percentage of arranged marriages last? Can we look that up?
I think so many.
Because there's no choice.
Yeah, I guess so. I think culturally, though. And then also there is...
Only 4%.
Really? In the United States? No.
Yeah, of arranged marriage.
No, the divorce rate is 4%. So that's hardly any.
Yeah, 4% for arranged marriages, while in the U.S., 40% of autonomous marriages end in divorce.
I mean, come on. They've got it figured out.
You got to make the app.
Because when it's arranged, you're like, I got to make this work.
like, I have no choice.
Also, I think in American culture, when you get divorced, no one's thinking, I'm bringing shame to my family. You forget
No.
you even have a family.
You're like, I need this motherfucker
Yeah, you're too
out
busy
of my house.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So there you have it.
You get-
Arranged marriage, guys.
Arranged marriage. We're pro arranged marriage here.
Now I have to do it. You're like, here she is.
Dude,
I do love that show. Indian Matchmaker.
I've never watched it.
It's so good.
Really?
Yeah. I love it.
Is it on TLC?
No, it's on Netflix.
Oh, it's Indian man.
There's a Jewish one too. It's not as good.
Really?
That's not anti-Semitism. That's
seems
just
like it.
No, I'm just saying. Indian
show's-
Matchmaker came first.
Yeah.
It's sort of like if you love CSI, maybe you don't love CSI Miami as much. I'm
Yeah.
a purist. I like Indian Matchmaker.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
came first.
Yeah.
Everything else is just an offshoot.
I mean, the thought of being in an arranged marriage.
You have to trust that your parents can pick good for you.
Do you think your parents could?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like, I have anxiety thinking of who my parents would pick.
Yeah. I almost feel like as you get older, your parents become more cool and like a bro when it comes to hooking you up. Like,
Yeah.
like what are you into? You into big tits? I find someone with big you know? At first, it's because they just want to pair you off at a certain
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
we're like, we find someone good family. We're like, what are you into? Like, you want big tits? All right, come on, I'll do you a solid. Yeah, how specific can you get with your... Hey, it's nice. It's like having an agent. Like, go
I
find
want
me.
a blonde with big knockers dad. Go out there
He's
and
like,
get it.
on it. And he's on his cell phone. His network.
Oh my God.
All they do, they scout girls at weddings. That's a big place to kind of find talent.
Talent.
Yeah.
I got
Because they're
discovered.
dancing and like uncles are just eating cake, kind of clocking it. And aunties, it's like a combine. It's an NFL combine for marriage. like a nice dress, nice legs, sturdy, childbearing hips.
Oh my
The
God.
aunties have clipboards and they're just taking notes. Good rhythm. Yeah, totally. I just thought about that. Yeah, weddings are the NFL combine for getting set up.
Have you been set up at a wedding before?
No.
One time I needed a wedding date and it was like last minute and I was just going through a breakup and my friend's like, I have a friend, he's perfect. And I met him like once before. He was a white rapper.
Nice.
I brought a
Would
white
we
rapper.
would you know who it is or
No,
not?
we definitely wouldn't know who a struggling white rapper.
Oh, no.
And I brought him as my wedding date.
That is a cultural difference between white weddings and Middle Eastern South Asian weddings.
Okay.
I have noticed this. Weddings are like a concert to you guys.
Yeah.
You need to bring.
Anyone.
It's just a +1. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
In my culture, if you are bringing someone to a wedding, you're gonna get married pretty much.
Really?
Oh yeah. Like introducing them to the family is a huge deal, and then bringing them to a wedding is above that.
It is.
But white people just, it's like going to a Kendrick concert. Like, hey, I have a +1. Do you want to go?
Like, I like that.
Like
those six bars you dropped.
yeah,
Do you want to come with me to
me,
the Beverly Wilshire on Saturday for a wedding?
Yeah, it's crazy to say, do you want to come to this wedding? And it's crazy to say, yeah. Both of those are so outer spacey to me.
Oh, dude, I brought him to the wedding, and then he showed up. It was a black tie wedding, and he showed up with a Victoria's Secret bag, and he's like, "I got you something." And I was like, "This feels inappropriate because we're like at a black tie wedding, and it wasn't even something from Victoria's Secret. It was just in a Victoria's Secret bag."
That's the worst of all worlds.
I know.
It's a necklace.
It was
He's
a
like,
jacket.
I just want to look like a pervert in front of all your friends and loved ones for no reason.
It was a jacket. Why would you put it in a Victoria's Secret bag?
Well, it's cool that he's outing himself that quickly.
Yeah.
Because you're not wasting a lot of time. It's really cool when someone
Shows you who they are.
Oh, yeah.
Right away.
Efficiency-wise,
Yeah.
respect.
Yeah. And then I
Yeah.
had to go listen to his whole new album after the
Did
wedding.
you have to be like, oh my God, this is fire.
It was so bad.
Send me the link.
And then 6 months later, he got a Soul Cycle instructor pregnant.
This is like a sitcom or something.
Yeah.
Good for him, though. Soul Cycle?
That's it. Yeah.
Come on, that's name brand. That's not some offshoot.
He was like, I don't have to be with that weird comedian anymore. I impregnated a Soul Cycle instructor.
Yeah. Some people are just so free in that way.
Are you
whoops.
jealous? When
No,
you see some people
because-
that are a little too free, I'm like,
But that seems like jail to me. You know,
Like,
there's
it seems like
whoops, I got a
liberating.
soul. Oh, whoops. I guess this is my life. To me, I'm so calculated and I'm trying to set myself up for success. People who just on accident
shoot from the hip.
have a kid or 2 kids and whoops.
Yeah.
It's almost like the way you get a gum as an impulse buy at the checkout. They're doing that with kids.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah, I guess so. Or make lemonade out of this. You could just think a little bit and you could have control.
I know. But there's something about not having control, because I'm a control freak too.
There's
There's something that when I see someone who's like, yeah, I'm pregnant. No, I met the guy last week. I'm like, wow. Like, there's a level of like, damn, good for you.
I guess.
To give no fucks. To just be like, oh, everything's working out the way it's supposed to.
It's just so definitive. It's such a road. It's such a definitive road that's so scary. This is like a nightmare to me.
Yeah.
But to some people, that's just how life's supposed to be. And I guess it suits them.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm like, oh, there's no going back.
Yeah.
I'll never know what this fork is because I'm down this.
Yeah.
Mm.
Would you want to have kids?
I think eventually, yeah.
You want an arranged marriage? Children?
I mean, I always joke, like, sometimes when your parents pressure you to like, okay, get married or have kids, you go, if you don't stop breathing down my neck, I'm gonna be a stepdad and I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna give you everything you want next week.
Yeah.
You know, because like that,
Yeah.
you can have kids, you could have a wife,
Yep.
and just skip to the front of the line.
Done.
Yeah,
You're a grandparent
like
now.
I have a 10-year-old, I have an 8-year-old. Yeah. This is my life. It's sort of like cheating on the exam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get ahead.
Yeah, or when there's an off ramp and you just kind of cut in at the very last.
Nothing feels better than cutting in the last minute.
I try not to, but
Really?
sometimes on accident it happens. But you do that every time. You just cut to the front. We're just finding out you're a monster.
I am.
Jeez.
Here's the thing: when it comes behind the wheel, I'm a little bitch.
I've always found that for some reason, you'll see people's true personalities come out encased in metal. You'll see some car weaving in and out of traffic, and then it's like an old Asian lady, and you go,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's your internal temperature." You would have
Not
no idea.
Good. Hostile.
Yes, looks are deceiving.
Yeah.
Because you think it's just going to be the Monster Energy drink guy, but then an old Asian lady can have that in her too. Just I gotta go, get out of my way, fuck you.
No, I know. There is this. I was waiting to turn left, and I was waiting for the green arrow to come on, and it like for some reason it didn't come on. And then the car behind me, the lady gets out of her car. She was to me, I rolled down the window. She's like, "You're not hitting the sensor. Can you pull up right here so we can hit the sensor?" And I was just like, wow. She's out of her car. Now I have to communicate with this rogue bitch that's like on foot.
Sure.
That's crazy. Stay in your car.
Well, I mean, were you far away from the sensor to take her side? I don't know where the sensor is. Where is the sensor?
I don't know either.
How far away were you?
I was like, she was like, pull up, like maybe less than 2 feet. And she's out of her car.
Well, was she angry or just matter of fact?
She was matter of fact, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, I need you to get back in your car. I feel weird. This isn't a ground operation. Now you're on your feet. Your car is just running behind me.
Yeah. Do you get mad or no in traffic?
Yeah.
Really? You'll yell?
Yeah.
I don't get mad.
You don't?
I have like road sarcasm.
You're
If somebody cuts if someone cuts in front of me, I'll just go, "Oh, great." I'll go, "Nice lane change, guy."
No.
That's what I'll do.
Just that?
Yeah. I'll be like, "Oh, okay. Sure. Cut in."
No.
I'm never like, "You motherfucker."
I get like that.
It just seems so pointless.
It is, and it's embarrassing.
And you can't control it.
No.
My cousin's like that.
Cocksucker! And then you're like, whoa.
Like, who am I?
Yeah.
You're just Gollum behind the wheel.
It's bad.
One time, so I got the summer job working for Safeco Insurance, and my cousin worked there as well. And we would carpool because she was living with us at the time. And so she would drive, and she's sweet. She's like the sweetest girl in the world. But behind a wheel,
Psycho.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's what
I
happens.
had no idea.
Yeah.
And it was so illuminating. I'm like, wow, people are so different.
Yeah.
And what is true in person is totally different behind a wheel.
It's true.
Yeah. You can't mask that.
No, you can't because it just comes out, especially in LA.
Oh, because it's not easy to
nonstop.
drive here. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's traffic all the time. It's bad driving all the time.
Yeah.
If you're in the Midwest, who's getting angry in the Midwest?
Only losers.
Yeah.
Wait, you're late to Walmart? Please.
Now they're like, "Can I help you?" You know? You see somebody
Yeah.
on the side of the road, you just keep driving. In the Midwest, like, "Need some help?"
Yeah, that's so true.
None of that here.
No.
You
Here
got-
it's like, hope you die.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah, hope you die. One less car.
I'll kick you while you're down. Yeah. Well, that's our podcast.
We did it.
We did it.
Oh, man.
This comes out a week from today. So do you have anything you want to plug?
What do I want to plug a week from today?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going on the road. So my tour starts mid-September. So that's ample time.
Yeah.
So check that out. Fahim Anwar for Instagram. I think my tour dates are on there. FahimAnwar.com. You can get tickets. And then I have a special that I put out on YouTube called House Money. And then, then another YouTube special called Hat Trick that I shot at the Comedy Store. So yeah, see me in your city on tour. Go to FahimAnwar.com for tickets. And just follow Fahim Anwar on all the socials.
Awesome. Thank
And
you
I'll see
so
you on the
much.
roadways, guys.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Let's get married from Indian parents.
Yes, done. You can find me here every Wednesday on SHENK, every Monday on This Bitch. I am coming to Atlanta. I will be at the Punchline on August 7th, and I will be in Jacksonville on August 8th at the Comedy Zone, and then Vulcan Gas Co. on August 29th. So get tickets for that, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.